Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Bad Man's River 1971. This is going to be another spaghetti western. Getting a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was alright. It's supposed to be a western comedy, but I didn't find the comedy very funny. It does have a lot of cool explosions. Lee Van Cleef is an explosions expert. And then you've got James Mason. Those are only 2 actors that I can recognize in this one. They're a bunch of white-looking women with their cleavage hanging out, trying to be like Claudia Cardinal. But anyways, it starts out Lee Van Cleef is robbing a bank. There's a lot of slapstick involved. The bank owner says his bank, his vault has got solid floor. Then he stomps on the ground and he falls through the floor where Lee Van Cleef is waiting. And Lee Van Cleef and his gang get the money. Then they go on a train. All of his compatriots are getting off the train, getting their cut, getting off the train, and then Lee Van Cleef is all drunk. Some hussy woman starts flirting with him, and he gets married by some dude. Then she her gang comes and takes his cut, and there's all this annoying flash frame kind of camera work. I'm not sure what that's all about. There's also some hippie rock music in the background. It's kind of out of place, but interesting. And then Lee Van Cleef later on gets involved in some blowing up some kind of mission that is housing some Mexican troops. So he does that. He blows it up, and he goes back on the boat to get his money. There is no money, just a promise of $1 million. So they go chasing after this fake guy. And they get in a fight with a bunch of bandits. And they realize that they've been had, so they go back to the boat, and they find the real guy with $1 million, played by James Mason, who's in that Stephen King film. Adrian can remind me of the name of it. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But anyways, So they end up getting caught by a bunch of revolutionaries, and they go to the fort. They get locked up, and then the Mexican government starts attacking the fort, and they get released because they know how to blow up things. Their assignment is to blow up the cannon. Instead, they just lob grenades at the Mexican army, and they go back inside the fort. They try to escape through a tunnel that goes through the church in the fort, and the Mexican army's waiting for them. They gun down some revolutionaries. Then they turn back, and they build. Lee Van Cleef throws a grenade that walls up the escape route through with rocks, and then they go back and they build like a wooden tank from the goofy revolutionary general. He stole it from a banker or something. He got this John Pertwee car looking thing that you have to crank up. They turn it into a tank. They put wooden boards all around it. Then they crash through the Mexican army camp again, throwing grenades along the way. And they go to Laredo, where the money is $1 million bank draft, and only James Mason can sign for it. So they follow him in there, and I don't want to spoil the ending, but it's about the same as the Wild Bunch. Not that great. I didn't like the humor. I thought it was lame and corny. But it's a little weird with the rock music playing in the background, and at least in the beginning. At the end, it just sounds like lame Hogan's Heroes kind of military music, which I didn't care for. But lots of cool explosions, busty women. Unfortunately, the busty women look all white, not at all Mexican. The Mexican women are kind of extras, not really having any speaking roles. They're just kind of standing around. So that was disappointing. But anyways, not a great Western. I'm not going to say highly recommended or check it out. I'm not going to post anything in the description box other than those two actors' names. Lee Van Cleef and James Mason. There's only two people I recognize in this one. Laters.